I think Kelly Olynyk was more beneficial for the Miami Heat in this particular series, even more so than Bam. I know Bam is going to be an all-star, for future seasons to come. He has a bright future ahead of him, and he completely dominated the Eastern Conference Finals. I told you that on last show. Like, the last show we talked about it, Bam Adebayo was the best player in the Eastern Conference. And that's saying a lot when you're going up against a Jason Tatum, an up-and-coming superstar, a Kemba Walker, a proven guard in this league, and you also have Jimmy Butler on your team, who is a proven star, in this league. So Bam Adebayo was the best player in the Eastern Conference. But I feel like in a series like this, when you have Bam Adebayo in your lineup, it kind of plays right into the Lakers' hands because Bam can't hit the perimeter shot like Kelly Olynyk. So you can have Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee in the game, and they can help defend Bam Adebayo, compared to having to run out on the perimeter and chase Kelly Olynyk around the perimeter. So that was another thing I noticed in Game 4. To that you say what?
I think that like when Bam was out, he didn't give him the advantage to win the game because he doesn't have the confident jump shot. And for Kelly Olynyk, he's very versatile on the offensive side. He can play the post and 3-point shot, and he gave them an advantage. I just think in this situation that if you see Kelly Olynyk like dominating on both ends of the floor, you have to play him more. You have to like put him into the scheme. You have to give him time to like adjust. And he's been adjusting. He had 27 points. Game 2? No, Game 2. I think he had 18 points. Game 3 he had 27 points. So he's been contributing on the offensive side. So I think for Bam Adebayo that he just have to defend. He has to defend on the defensive side because he brings that to that Heat team as defense. So I think he should worry about defending and working the low post because he don't have that confident jump shot, Trey.
Let's talk about Rajon Rondo. Describe the impact that Rajon Rondo has had for the Lakers in the playoffs.
I think for Rondo, I think his impact for this Lakers team has been phenomenal. That he gives them another ball handler on the team that if players want to play their true positions, that he can be the pass first type of guy, that the point guard that he can be for this team. And he's a great facilitator as it is. And he's actually been working on his shot. And believe it or not, he's contributing on the scoring side too. You've seen a few games. He knocked down a couple threes, had 20-point outage, and he's been contributing on both sides of the floor. I think he's one of the important veterans in this locker room, Trey, that voices everything and help the young ones grow and develop into their game. So he's a very key part into this Lakers team. I think without him, their guard play wouldn't be as good as it is right now.
I agree with you, man. The impact that Rajon Rondo has had on this Lakers team is something that we have to look at that helped them win this NBA championship, Clarence, because I'm going to go on record and say it now. I think this NBA Finals is over. I expect the Lakers to take care of business on Friday night and kill all the suspense that's left in this series. There's no suspense left. It's over. Okay, the NBA season is officially over with, and, they're going to take care of business, but we cannot, underestimate the value that Rajon Rondo has on this Lakers team. Rajon Rondo is one of those players who he shines when the lights are at his brightest. And, some players, when they get into these moments in the NBA Finals or in the NBA playoffs, Clarence, they just don't live up to expectations, and you can tell the pressure gets to them. Like, they can't handle the pressure that comes with the playoffs. They can't handle the pressure that comes with the NBA Finals. There's a superstar by the name of James Harden, who I believe lets pressure get to him in those key pivotal moments in playoff games. When you agree, as great as James Harden is, as great of a scorer that James Harden is, James Harden is one of the greatest scorers in this generation, one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. But we've seen James Harden have playoff meltdowns. Rajon Rondo is the complete opposite. He is built different, and this playoff Rondo is real. Okay, this is a real thing because he knows how to elevate his game in the postseason to help his team win games. And the fact that he's able to take LeBron off the ball and help the Lakers offense, execute is one of the things that we have to look at as something that's great about Rajon Rondo and what he brings to the table. He takes LeBron James off the ball, so LeBron James can, get some rest. You can Frank Vogel can even take LeBron James. He can, Frank Vogel can even take LeBron James out of the game for a few minutes, and the offense will still run effectively because you have a great point guard like Rajon Rondo in the game. And even when LeBron's on the court, Rajon Rondo can take over some of those ball handling responsibilities, and LeBron James can get in the post and post up and be more of a scorer than even a facilitator because he has Rajon Rondo running the show. So I can't say enough about the job that Rajon Rondo has done and the impact that he has had on this Lakers team in these NBA playoffs. And I got to give Rajon Rondo a lot of credit for what he's done for this Lakers team, Clarence.
Yeah, he's definitely played a key piece to this Lakers team. I think he deserves a lot of credit, and believe it or not, if he gets on the market, he should not be waiting for a long time to get picked up.
For sure. So we all know the outcome of the NBA Finals. We know the Lakers are going to win a championship. More than likely it's going to be Friday. I believe LeBron, Anthony Davis, Frank Vogel, Dwight Howard, Clarence, I believe they are ready to go home. I think they're tired of playing in the bubble. So I think the finals will be over Friday nights in the bubble. And the Lakers will win this series 4-1. So the only thing left that is up in the air and that's leaving us wondering what's the outcome going to be is the NBA Finals MVP. So right now, Mr. Nixon, before we even see Game 5, who is your NBA Finals MVP? And let's not forget, before the series, I had AD, you had LeBron. Who is your Finals MVP right now?
Well, I was going to say this. Whoever has the better performance in Game 5, they should deserve the Finals MVP because we both know the Lakers about to win this championship game. And we should have just, whoever has the best performance in Game 5 should deserve the Finals MVP. But to me, I think LeBron, he about to seal this in a bag because he helped balance the team out, and he was very effective on both sides of the floor, and he's been a strong leader and a strong mentor to AD. AD is coming to himself, turning into the premium superstar he's supposed to be and what he is about to be. And I think without Bron, though, they won't make it as far as they is, though. But if he has a stellar performance, he should be deserved Finals MVP. I guarantee you, I think LeBron James is going to get that Finals MVP.
I disagree with you. I'm going to roll with Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis has been the best player on the floor so far in these 4 games, but he was kind of off in Game 3. I didn't like the fact that he only had 9 shot attempts in Game 3. He was in foul trouble, so maybe that contributed to him not being as aggressive as he normally is. But I think Anthony Davis has been the best Laker so far in the NBA playoffs, Clarence. I think Anthony Davis has completely dominated, the games that he's played in. In the first round, he dominated the Portland Trailblazers, my Portland Trailblazers, Nurkic. He got the best of Nurkic in that series. In round 2, the Houston Rockets, they had nobody that could guard Anthony Davis, okay? PJ Tucker, I love PJ Tucker, but he has no chance in hell at being able to guard Anthony Davis. And let's get to the Western Conference Finals. Do you really think the Joker is going to be able to guard Anthony Davis throughout the stretch of a 7-game series? Not going to happen. Anthony Davis, balled out against the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and he even had a game-winning, buzzer-beating shot in Game 2. And in the NBA Finals, he's completely dominated for the most part. Like I said, with the exception of Game 3, when he only shot 9 shot attempts, he still went 6 of 9 from the floor, so he was very efficient. He's played pretty well so far in these NBA Finals. And I believe, even for future seasons to come, Clarence, I think Anthony Davis will be the best Laker, but I think LeBron James will be the most important Laker. I think LeBron is obviously past his prime. Anthony Davis, you can make an argument, is entering his prime. So, that's something to keep an eye on, for future seasons to come, and something that we got to continue to keep our eyes on. So, I think Anthony Davis should win NBA Finals MVP. You still got LeBron. We'll see what happens. But I want to ask you one more question. I want to spice it up a little bit. Let's switch gears. We're still talking about the NBA, though, but we're not going to talk about the NBA Finals because we already know the outcome of that. How much of a gap right now is it between LeBron James and the rest of the NBA? And who would you say is behind LeBron right now? Who's the second best player in the NBA right now? And how much of a gap is it between LeBron James and whoever you believe is the second best player right now in the NBA? I'm putting you on the spot. Who you got?
Man, I think that's a good question because we got the KD, we got the Kawhis, we got the Luca coming up, we got the James Harden, got the Russell Westbrook. Not saying all of them is number two behind LeBron James though, but this is weird though because KD I guess when he come back this season he has to prove that he is like one of the greatest players of all time. Like this is like when.
What do you mean he got to? What do you mean he got to prove it? What do you mean he got to prove? He's already proven that.
I think he got to prove himself. Like he's like a strong leader. He's a strong leader to his team, and his legacy carries on. So you know what I'm saying? Like he already got 2 rings and 2 Finals MVP. Now I think he want to prove everyone that he's a leader to his team. So I think that's his testimony right there for that season. And for Kawhi, I just feel like his leadership was better than KD's, and he led a team into the playoffs of won to NBA Finals. Regardless, he got knocked out the second round against the Denver Nuggets. He still performed. He still performed at best in that Clippers series. If you had to ask me, I probably would say Kawhi Leonard, like number 2.
Wow. Okay, so Kawhi Leonard. Okay, let me break this down for you. Okay, to me, when I look at who's the second best player in the world right now, I think LeBron is number 1, but I do not believe there's a significant gap in him and the second best player in the world. When I look at Giannis, the Greek freak, to me, what hurts Giannis is his limitations offensively. I told you this before, Clarence. Because he doesn't have a consistent jump shot, this is why I can't say he's better than LeBron James. This is why I can't say he's better than Kevin Durant. This is why I can't say he's better than Kawhi Leonard. What makes a player great is when you take away their greatest strength and they have another alternative move that they can go to be able to score. Giannis doesn't have that yet in his arsenal. That's why I don't believe Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. And that's why I don't believe he's the second best player in the league. I give Giannis a lot of credit because he is a 2-time NBA MVP, although I believe LeBron James should have won NBA MVP this year. But Giannis won the MVP award, and he is one of the best defensive players we have in the NBA. He's a great 2-way player. And we know once Giannis gets in the paint, he's unstoppable. And once he develops a consistent jump shot, you can make an argument that Giannis will be unguardable. Okay? When I look at Kawhi Leonard, as great as Kawhi Leonard is, Kawhi Leonard had to develop into what he is now. At one point in his career, Kawhi Leonard was a 4th option on a championship team. When Kawhi Leonard won his first NBA Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard was the 4th option on that Spurs team, Clarence.
He was the main focal point on that team. Let's not get
No, he was not. No, he wasn't. Defensively, he was the main focal point. Hold on. Defensively, he was the main focal point because he had to guard LeBron James in those NBA Finals matchups. But as far as who are the top scorers on that team, it was Tim Duncan, it was Tony Parker, and it was Manu Ginobili. I believe Kawhi Leonard was the
guys. None of them guys' average was more than Kawhi. I guarantee Tony Parker actually was the lead scorer, and it was Kawhi Leonard. So I just don't understand how everybody think he was a 4th option on the team.
Because hold on, was there any significant gap in Kawhi Leonard's scoring averages? You know, the year he won Finals MVP, the year when the Spurs beat the Miami Heat, I think it was 2014, the 2014 NBA Finals. Was there a significant gap? No, it was 14. 13 was the year Miami won. Remember, they won, and they were supposed to lose. Yeah. Remember, they were supposed to lose that Finals, but Ray Allen saved LeBron James' legacy with that game-time 3-point shot. You know, but in the 2014 NBA Finals, the year Kawhi won NBA MVP, was there a significant gap in his scoring averages in that NBA Finals? It wasn't. That was a balanced team in the scoring department. Tim Duncan averaged almost 13, 14 points per game. Tony Parker averaged, I think, like 15 points per game. Manu Ginobili, he averaged over 10 points per game. So it was a balanced scoring team. So I believe when Kawhi Leonard first entered the NBA, Kawhi Leonard was limited offensively.